German Chancellor Angela Merkel responding to the U.S., saying that she would back lowering EU tariffs on U.S. car imports. A lot to go through. Our next guest says before you sound the alarms, though, exaggerating our trade problem is only hurting Americans. The former U.S. ambassador to UN's Economic and Social Council, Ambassador Terry Miller, joins us live from our nation's capital. Ambassador, thank you for being here.
It's great to be with you.
This exaggeration, you say, is a dangerous road for us to really go down, the exaggeration of a trade war, which we are not officially in yet. Explain what you mean with that.
Well, the amount of trade that's potentially affected by the tariffs that have either been enacted or announced is still a relatively small portion of the trade flows into the United States. And the retaliation that's been threatened by other countries, yes, we should be concerned about that, but it's not to the point yet where the shelves at Walmart are going to be bare anytime soon. I think a lot of this is posturing, and perhaps we'll see cooler heads prevail, as perhaps we're seeing from Chancellor Merkel.
Well, we're not going to see that with China. Tonight is the deadline, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow morning, Friday, the U.S. will impose tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese goods. And this is just the opening salvo. The Chinese have said they're not going to respond initially. Instead of them basically jumping the gun first, they're going to wait until kind of noon Beijing time, basically, for them to announce their retaliation. But once we go down this road, isn't it kind of difficult to dial it back?
It can be because people's emotions get inflamed. And tariffs are never a good idea. They're never a good solution. They increase the costs for Americans, and they lower the choices, the freedom of choices we have in terms of what we buy. So I don't think tariffs are ever the right answer.
We had our reporter was on from Washington earlier in the show. She talked about the fact that soybean shipments, they were going through other countries, like Vietnam. Those routes have now been shut down. That the Chinese basically are finding new ways to mess with U.S. businesses, and not just the U.S. exports, but also U.S. companies are now starting to report that their business, the day-to-day business they do in China, and there's a lot of it, is now being quietly disrupted, blocked, if you will. Does that sound like something that you think the Chinese would use as a strategy against us?
Sure, that wouldn't surprise me at all. The Chinese, or any country for that matter, has a wide variety of measures they can take to impede commerce. We also can do that here in the United States. And there are all kinds of unintended consequences when you start down a trade conflict or a trade war like this. The products that are initially affected aren't necessarily the products that wind up getting hurt the most, because other countries can retaliate on any product they choose in most cases. If we put tariffs on cars, the European Union might respond by shutting down agriculture products going in there. So there are a lot of unintended consequences and people that get hurt that didn't really have anything to do with it when it started.
Yeah, I mean, the initial, as far as China, and then we're going to move to Europe, but as far as China goes, I mean, it's corn, it's cash crops, it's corn, it's soybeans, it's copper. We're seeing pressure, that initial hit, if you will. The Chinese obviously are going to take us to task on IT and aerospace, car parts. That's another, tit for tat. But let's talk about, speaking of cars, the European situation, because right now, with Richard Grenell talking to those German automaker CEOs and them kind of coming to an understanding, it seems to me that's a bit of a good moment for President Trump, and that maybe the negotiating table is open, at least with the Germans. And as you know, what Angela Merkel does, a lot of times the rest of the EU would likely follow from an economic perspective. What do you say?
Well, Ambassador Grenell and I served together in New York, and I applaud him for coming up with an innovative solution that lowers tariffs rather than raises them. But I do think we have a long way to go before we get to a zero tariff. And Chancellor Merkel has to convince the other leaders in Europe to follow her lead. Then they have to convince the European Commission, which is in charge of trade policy, to go along with this. Then they have to negotiate a solution with the United States. And I would imagine they'd put the 25% U.S. tariff that we place on pickup trucks and SUVs on the table, as well as our regular tariff on cars. So I think there's a long negotiation ahead.
Ambassador, I've got some breaking news I've got to get to our viewers. It's crucial coming out of Washington. Ambassador, thank you very much.